Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for probably the most chill, calm match preview that we will see all season. It's Krasnodar at home in the Champions League with a game to spare. Chelsea win the group with a thumping 4-0 win last week in Seville, and we can go into this game tonight with the freedom of knowing that regardless of the result, Chelsea will be the champions of the group. The champions of the group, the winners of the group. Champions is getting a little bit too far ahead of ourselves, but we know that we wanted to win this group. We wanted to try and give ourselves the best possible opportunity of a favourable last 16 draw after last year drawing Bayern Munich due to our own mistakes with not being clinical enough to win the group. That is no longer a problem. Frank Lampard has been very calm and open within his press conference, saying that both Kepa Arrizabalaga and Billy Gilmour will start. Those were the two players that the questions were mainly focused on. If I was a journalist, then I'd have been asking Frank questions such as, will we see any of the other academy players potentially making their Champions League debuts or Chelsea debuts tonight? Because it is an opportunity to give some of the players who might have been playing in the Premier League second division for the reserves, the under-23s, it could be an opportunity to give some of these players their debuts. So, this game against Krasnodar, it doesn't really mean anything, but it's given me an opportunity to build what I think would be a perfect opportunity for Lampard to give some minutes to players that haven't been getting minutes, that deserve minutes, that want minutes. As well as that, it's also a team that enables us to try a different shape, and it also gives some of the attacking players more minutes to try and get back to fitness and to build confidence in front of goal. So without any further ado, we're going to get straight into this one. Krasnodar are, well, Europa League. They've got something to play for. If they win tonight at Chelsea, they will be in the Europa League, which would be a big step for them in their first season in the Champions League, not finishing bottom of the group. So they're probably going to come to Chelsea and try and get a result, which means that we can not only capture them on the counter-attack, but we can also go at them because, well, these are players that really want to show that they should be starting for Chelsea week in, week out in a very competitive squad. As always with the series of the previews, see if we can hit as many likes as possible before the game kicks off. We've been hitting like 4, nearly 5,000 for the last couple, so that would be ace. Let's get into it. So without any further ado, the goalkeeper's already been announced by Super Frankie Lampard. Kepa Arrizabalaga is back in between the sticks. For his sake, I really hope that he has a good game. I hope that he makes some good saves. Frank Lampard has come out and said how professional and impressed he's been with Kepa and his attitude towards being dropped, his attitude towards Mendy coming in and clearly replacing him as Chelsea's number one. Lampard has nothing but good things to say. You also know that even if there was something bad to say, Lampard is very diplomatic within his interviews. He never really gives too much away. But I'm going to give Kepa the benefit of the doubt. I don't just want to sit here and say, oh, he's probably causing trouble, but Lampard won't say, because the chances are that's not true. I think Kepa, I have had arguments with people on social media saying that he actually deals with things off the pitch pretty well, and he's got the opportunity tonight, and I really hope, not just for Chelsea, but for Kepa as an individual, I hope he has a decent game. So we move into a centre-back 3. And my thought behind this is we got nothing really to play for in this one. It would be good to give Tomori, Rudiger and Christensen all a start, with Zouma and Thiago Silva missing out because, well, we don't need to risk them getting injured. Fikayo Tomori, he's the forgotten man, I think, and come January, I'm pretty sure he's going to be either making a loan move out, or I hope he doesn't get sold. I really hope he doesn't get sold, but we could see it happen. He's a defender with a lot of promise, he's very young, and this is an opportunity for him today to show Lampard that he is the kind of player that we need in this squad, whether it is as a ball-playing centre-half or just the pace that he has and tackling ability from a standing position. I want to see Tomori in the side. Rudiger and Christensen as well. Rudiger's actually done all right, to be fair, since he's come in some of his Champions League games, and I think he played against Newcastle as well, and we kept a clean sheet in that one. We're looking good with Rudiger in the side at the moment, and I think he deserves to start again. Christensen, you know, I hope he does well, but I've kind of already decided that I don't really think he is one of Chelsea's centre-back options for the foreseeable future. So we move into the right wing-back position, and it is Captain Fantastic, Cesaros Pilaquetta, the man who's kind of lost his place now to Reece James, and the more we see Reece James play, the more it validates Frank Lampard's decision to drop Chelsea's longest-serving player in the current squad. Aspie starts at right wing-back, and Emerson starts in left wing-back. The reason I've gone with a wing-back formation is because I do think we could see the best out of Emerson. I think he's actually pretty good going forward. He always tries to go forward, and he kind of has more of a license to do so, playing in this formation. So we've seen that after Alonso decided he wanted to go and sit on the bloody bus when Chelsea were 3-0 down against West Brom, that Frank Lampard doesn't really favour him at all anymore, and when Emerson's been brought in, he's done very well. I didn't give him a box in last week's 6 things we learned against Seville, but I think he probably did deserve one. So Emerson is there in the left wing-back position, and we move into the midfield. Now we go with the midfield partnership of Billy Gilmour, who we know is going to start, and I'm very excited to see Billy back in the Chelsea side. He was brilliant before he picked up that injury, and then the injury saw him miss the restart, missed the start of this season, and considering we've brought in considerable amounts of midfielders, the word considerable being used there a lot, this is a big opportunity for Billy Gilmour to show that he can run the Chelsea midfield, that he's seriously in the equation for starting minutes in the big games and in the Premier League matchday squad. So Billy Gilmour's there in the middle, partnered alongside a man who is one booking away from missing the first leg of the last 16, but so was Jorginho. I didn't want to put Jorginho and Billy Gilmour in there. I think it would make things a bit too slow, so I went with Gilmour and Mateo Kovacic. I think Kovacic has been very good recently, and the fact that he does like to dribble forward now, we like to see him progress the play. Billy Gilmour's kind of the anchor man in the middle, if you like, able to spray passes short and long. I think that this could be quite a balanced midfield, and I think if Jorginho was in there as well, we wouldn't necessarily see Billy Gilmour playing in his best position. And I think Frank, in his mind, will be looking at this game to try and build the team around Billy Gilmour and the qualities that he has in order to give him the best chance to shine, and I think that he will. So now this is where it gets interesting. I've gone with a front three, starting on the left wing with Christian Pulisic, who scored the goal to secure the win against Leeds United at the weekend. Christian Pulisic starts on the left wing. Tammy Abraham, who seems to have lost his place to Olivier Giroud. Tammy Abraham gets a chance to shine up front, keep building his confidence, even though he was doing quite well. That one game against Spurs, he came in for a lot of criticism, and just so it doesn't get to him, I'd love to see Tammy on the starting 11 today, getting a couple of goals. And the right wing position is a Champions League debut for Tino Anjorin, a player who there's been a lot of names thrown out of the hat or into the hat for this game, where Lampard knows that he's going to make a load of changes to rest some players. Hudson-Odoi is out with a hamstring injury, Ziyech is out with a hamstring injury, and it kind of shows that Chelsea are lacking in attacking areas, particularly on the wings. Now, Tino Anjorin's preferred position isn't necessarily as a right winger. We might see Kai Havertz start the game just to build his confidence on the right wing, but that's not really his preferred position either. So for the fact that, you know, Tino Anjorin is 19 years old, and when he came in last season, I think he played against Grimsby and got a couple of other minutes elsewhere, Tino Anjorin is a very exciting player. In terms of his physicality, his build, he reminds me a lot of a pre-injury Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I think in the under-23s he's been doing very well, and I'd love to see him get the start today. I'd love to see a few minutes for some of the young players as well. There's also Valentino Livramento, who has been doing very well, playing as a right back or a wing back. So maybe we see Valentino Livramento get himself a debut today if Chelsea do go with 3 at the back with wing backs. It could be an interesting one to see, but I think Aspi definitely deserves the minutes. We could see Livramento come off the bench, then we could also see Lewis Bate. Yeah, it's a very exciting evening for Chelsea, and I think the 6 things we learn is going to be a very interesting one to tune into after this game today, because we're going to see some fringe players, some squad players, or even maybe some academy players who we're not currently considering, but they've got an opportunity to shine on the Champions League, the biggest stage of them all, and hopefully Chelsea can come out of this group with yet another win and fielding minutes for players that aren't necessarily getting as many as they would like. So yeah, completely different formation, completely different idea for a lineup. I have absolutely no idea, apart from Kepa and Gilmour, what Frank Lampard's going to do today, so I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it in the comments down below. Is this team good enough to go out there and get the win against Krasnodar, even though it doesn't really matter? Let me know your thoughts and your starting 11 in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching today, as always, with the series of the previews. See if we can hit as many likes as possible before the game kicks off. We've been hitting like 4, nearly 5,000 for the last couple, so that would be ace. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you all later. Come on, you Blues.